All right, today we are diving into a proposal that is, well, it's unlike anything you've likely heard before. We're talking about the idea of creating cosmic neutrino cities. It's a plan that aims to link ancient history with particle physics to tackle some of our biggest global challenges. Let's get right into it.
So let's just start with the question that's at the very heart of this whole thing. How on earth could ancient history and particle physics team up to solve something like climate change? It sounds like a wild combination, right? And that's exactly what makes this whole idea so fascinating.
Okay, so to understand any of this, you first have to get your head around the core philosophy, which is called philosophology. The source material basically describes it as a new way to build a bridge between science and religion. And the secret ingredient, the thing that connects them, is cymatics, which is the study of how sound and vibration can create visible patterns. Think of this as the lens through which this entire proposal views the world.
Now, at the very center of philosophology is this one equation, E equals O plus IA. The source doesn't lay it out like a typical math problem. Instead, it's presented more like a universal formula, a kind of mental model you can apply to understand and fix problems in just about any situation you can imagine.
So how does that actually work? Well, the document gives a pretty interesting example from the animal kingdom. It suggests that drinking water is like the O part. It's a stable, peaceful state. But eating uncooked foods can introduce conflict. So cooked foods acts as a kind of mediating force. It's basically using the equation as a framework to analyze why conflicts happen and how to resolve them.
And it's not just for animals. To show how versatile this is, the source applies the exact same equation to homeopathy. The idea is, if you know the right remedy for the father and the right one for the mother, you can use this model to figure out the perfect, balanced remedy for their child. It's all about finding that middle ground between two different points.
So, now that we have that philosophical framework in mind, let's talk about the problem it's supposed to solve. And it's a big one. The source paints a picture of a planet in serious peril, pointing to some really urgent threats that it says are coming in 2025 and the years that follow.
And what's wild is how specific these warnings are. We're not talking about vague predictions. The document points to a potential mini ice age, Himalayan floods like we've never seen before, intense cold waves from La Niña, and even the possibility of a monster earthquake in the Himalayas, somewhere between an 8 and 9 on the Richter scale. So yeah, the stakes are incredibly high.
So, with these catastrophic events supposedly on the horizon, what's the solution on the table? Well, it's just as big and cosmic as the problem itself, tapping into something called cosmic neutrino particle flows.
You're probably asking, what exactly are cosmic neutrinos in this context? Well, they're described as these tiny, fundamental particles that are constantly zipping through us, through the Earth, through everything. The core idea here, and this is a major leap from mainstream science, is that we can learn to tap into these particle flows, to harvest and harmonize them, to actually stop natural disasters before they happen. And this is where we go from this very abstract, cosmic theory to a concrete, on-the-ground plan. The proposal doesn't just leave it as an idea. It actually calls for building 2 brand new cities in a very specific part of India to be the centers for this work. And here they are. The first city would be named Mata Kausalya Ji Nagar, located near Guram in East Patiala. The second, Mata Tripta Ji Nagar, would be built near Naba and Jarg Sahib in West Patiala. And as you can see, the names are incredibly significant, honoring 2 of the most revered mothers in sacred history. Mata Kausalya, the mother of Lord Rama, and Mata Tripta, the mother of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So, why this particular spot in Punjab? What's so special about it? The source gives a few key reasons. It claims the massive number of trees there can act as natural neutrino detectors. The land is also full of wildlife and ancient jungles, and old river systems run through it. But maybe the most crucial reason is that the area is just steeped in the kind of sacred history that the entire project is built on.
And we really have to dig into that history, because in this proposal, it's not just some interesting background detail, it's the very foundation of everything. These specific locations are considered spiritually powerful precisely because of their direct connection to these ancient and sacred family lines.
Okay, this slide breaks down a really complex history into a few steps. It all traces back to the ancient Ikshvaku genealogies. From that line comes Mata Kausalya, who was born right there in Gorganmaram, the spot for the first city. Then, the document says that Mata Tripta, Guru Nanak's mother, was a reincarnation from that very same lineage.
So, according to the source, it's this unbroken spiritual connection through time that makes this particular piece of land the perfect place to start this Neutrino project.
But here's the thing. The vision here is so much bigger than just 2 cities in India. Those cities are meant to be the start, the seed for a completely new model for the entire world.
And this new global model has a few key parts. It imagines new kinds of clean energy coming from this research, a whole new education system that blends science with spirituality, a real path toward unity between different faiths, and something the source calls a happy Earth model for living sustainably all over the world.
When you strip it all down, the ultimate goal is just massive. It's about creating a whole new paradigm for the planet, a way to finally bridge the philosophies of the East and the West, all powered by this radical new blend of science and spirituality. And that leaves us with one final, huge question to think about. Can a theory that tries to connect everything, from particle physics and philosophy to animal behavior and ancient history, can it actually provide real, tangible solutions for the very real problems our world is facing? That's the challenge and the possibility that this proposal leaves us with.